Welcome to the Call the Vet Show, the podcast that helps pet parents understand and optimize the health of their furry family so they can live the full and happy life you want for them. And here's your host, veterinarian Dr. Alex Avery.
Hello and welcome back to the final allergy episode in this little series of the Call the Vet Show that I've been running over the last few weeks. If we've not met before, I'm veterinarian Dr. Alex. I'm delighted to have you along with me. You might want to check back in some of my previous episodes over the last couple of weeks. Like I say, if you're interested in diving deeper into the world of allergic disease in dogs. But today I want to talk about a holistic approach to allergy treatment. So very often as vets, we're accused of just chucking some pharmaceuticals, some drugs at our patients that are a temporary band-aid, that are simply suppressing the symptoms rather than addressing the root cause of a dog's illness or disease. Now, I'd argue against that strongly, and never more so than with allergies. So there are a number of very effective interventions, management strategies, changes in the environment and home that you can make for your dog's life that's going to help control their itch, eliminate their itch, reduce their inflammation, improve their skin quality, and ultimately make the impact of their allergic disease hugely reduced. It may actually even eliminate or completely cure their allergies completely. Yes, pharmaceuticals do play a role. So having said we don't just chuck pharmaceuticals, we do use them. And when they're used appropriately, they offer your dog the best chance of being itch-free as quickly as possible. And they can help your dog remain itch-free while all of these other strategies are taking effect. Because the other thing is that a lot of these strategies, they do take weeks to sometimes several months to kick in for the effects to truly be seen, to have the effect on the body that they are going to do all those things that we want, to reduce the itch, to improve the skin quality, to make their coat shiny and glossy and nicely hydrated. But while that's happening, we want our dogs to be comfortable. Because make no mistake, being itchy all the time, even if their skin doesn't seem that inflamed, being itchy all the time is just like being in pain. You know, I see it all the time in my patients that are brought to the vet clinic. If their itch has gone untreated for any length of time, they are miserable. They are definitely not living their best life. And so in my mind, you know, we would always give a dog in pain painkillers, wouldn't we? So why would we not give an itchy dog kind of anti-itch medication while everything else is kicking in? Anyway, let's get off that soapbox. Needless to say, you know, the appropriate use of pharmaceuticals is very safe and it's very effective. You know, there are caveats to that because I said the appropriate use, and sometimes they are used inappropriately. But the first thing that we need to think about maybe is diet. So diet is definitely incredibly important, even in dogs that do not have a true food allergy. Head back to the last episodes if you want to learn more about kind of what food allergies are and the most common culprits there. But even in dogs that do not have a food allergy, diet is important. Now, clearly, if your dog's allergic to a particular ingredient, then finding or identifying that ingredient, eliminating it from their diet is going to cure them of their allergic disease. But as you heard previously, our dogs are often not just allergic to one thing, they're allergic to multiple things, and they are often allergic to multiple different groups of allergens. So they may have a food allergy, but they at the same time could also have an environmental allergy. But diet plays a huge role, and I'll include supplements with this as well, because we know that particularly formulated diets, those rich in our omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids in particular, have a huge role to play in one, modulating the body's immune system. So that's actually reducing the allergic response at the very first instance, and also reducing any inflammation that may be going on within their skin. So it's hugely, hugely important. Specifically formulated skin diets have got another, multiple other vitamins and minerals that help with this anti-allergy, anti-itch effect. And some of the prescription diets have got very good evidence to show that they significantly reduce a dog's level of itch. Now, that said, for many of us, we've all got different kind of feeding philosophies, if you like. And for some people, the thought of feeding a commercial diet is definitely the antithesis of what they want for their dog. So we can absolutely home cook a diet, feed raw. There's, pros and cons, or potential pros, potential cons to all of these different feeding options. And you really need to feed what you feel is right for your pet. I don't feel that that's necessarily the best thing to do, but if it is, then it's important to do that appropriately. And I would always recommend that, especially if you are trying to treat any kind of disease in your pet with a specifically formulated diet, consulting with someone who has got the expertise to safely formulate an effective diet that's also balanced is incredibly important. So unfortunately, time and again, and one of the biggest risks with home preparing diets for our dogs is they have been shown to be imbalanced, so they are not providing everything a dog needs to remain healthy and thrive over the long term. And this is even when we're using lots of different recipes to try and take into account that one might be slightly out of balance in one way, but another diet is going to provide excess of that. So I'd always consult with actually a board certified veterinary nutritionist. Now, you can jump online, you can find board certified veterinary nutritionist offering this service, and definitely take advantage of that. Nutritionist is not a protected term, and there are many people who call themselves nutritionists who do not have the expertise to be producing diets, especially diets that are designed to treat a medical condition in a dog. So this could be allergic disease in this case, but it could be kidney disease would be another kind of common example. So anyway, so that's diet. So we need to think of diet. The next thing we can think of in our holistic control of allergies is shampoos and grooming. So shampoos are hugely valuable for two reasons. Using the right shampoo in the right condition can make all the difference in their skin quality, tackling and eliminating any infection that may be present. So secondary infections is a hugely common problem in our allergic dogs. And actually we treat that in many cases with an appropriate shampoo rather than with antibiotics or antifungal medication. It's actually preferable to use a topical shampoo rather than those oral medications, because we're dealing with things like multi-drug resistance, some superbugs, bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics in our dog population, but also our human population. So the less we rely on antibiotics, the better. Also, if we're giving antibiotics, that is wiping out bacteria across the whole body, including our incredibly useful gut bacteria, which actually form a big part of a body's healthy immune system. So, that's something we need to be avoiding if at all possible. Even for those dogs that don't have infections, the right shampoo can hydrate the skin. It's been proven to reduce levels of itch and can make a huge difference to an itchy dog.
Helping your pet live the happy, healthy life they deserve.
Now, if you want to learn more about shampoos, as well as the general holistic control, and maybe a little bit more about the pharmaceutical options as well, I've actually written an ebook. So it's called Dog Allergy First Aid. You can find it at ourpetshealth.com/allergy first aid. And also, if you use the promo code podcast, you can get 10% off. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. I've written it to be really user-friendly, to be really actionable, so that you can eliminate your dog's itch. You can take back control of their quality of life to make sure that your dog really is living the happy and comfortable life that you want for them. So with that in mind, the next thing that we can do is supplements. So we've already spoken about our omega-3 and omega-6 essential fatty acids. And if it's not included in your diet, in your dog's diet, I definitely think that every single dog should have these supplemented. And when I say every single dog, I think that could actually involve every single dog, regardless of their allergic status. Omega-3 fatty acids are really important for dogs with arthritis, for example. It's probably the most proven beneficial supplement for dogs with arthritis, but the same goes with our allergic dogs as well. The other supplement that we can give are things like probiotics. Now, they have been shown in some instance to help protect dogs from developing allergies in the first instance, but also controlling and reducing their allergic response if they are suffering from this condition. The next thing that we can do is environmental control. So regardless of what your dog is allergic to, and it's likely that they're allergic to a number of different substances within their environment, in the home, if we can keep their world cleaner, less stimulating, we can remove the human dander, we can get rid of the dust mites, we can keep the air cleaner and filtered. That's going to reduce the constant low-level stimulation that their skin is experiencing and really help to keep their itch and their allergies under control. And then the final area, which is maybe a little bit woolly, is whole body health. So I think it's important that any allergic dog, we tackle all causes of inflammation, because if we think of obesity, we think of the extra fat in the body. Fat is incredibly pro-inflammatory, and if you've got an inflamed skin, adding that extra inflammation because of the fat is just adding kind of petrol onto that inflammatory fire. Equally, if your dog has got oral disease, if they've got plaque and tartar and gingivitis, again, that's just affecting the inflammation across the whole body. If they are being subjected to different parasites and they're getting itch stimulation because of fleas, because of other insects that may be in their environment, then again, that's just constantly stimulating their dog. So focusing on whole body health is incredibly important for all dogs. Clearly it's important for all dogs, and as a vet you'd expect me to say that, but it's especially important to concentrate on some of these more inflammatory conditions in our dogs with allergies. So that really brings me to the end of this kind of allergy segment that I've been running for the last few weeks. I hope you found it interesting. I hope you've it's kind of opened your eyes as to some of the more important and maybe misunderstood aspects of allergic disease. I'd love for you to check out that guide, Dog Allergy First Aid, to help you control, to help you understand, to help you settle your dog's skin, and to help them live the life that they deserve. Again, you can check that out at ourpetshealth.com/allergy first aid and use the promo code podcast to get 10% off. I'll be jumping into a completely different topic next time, so if allergies haven't been your thing and you're still listening at the end of this episode, have no fear, I'm going to be jumping into a completely different topic next time. But until then, I'm veterinarian Dr. Alex. This is the Call the Vet Show, because they're family.
That's it for this episode of the Call the Vet Show. Be sure to visit callthevet.org to join the conversation, access the show notes, and discover our fantastic bonus content. We'll see you next time.